Okay, so we are about to figure out what Cosmo's breed is. He's, as you can see, it says he is a perfect mix of 4 different breeds. It comes with a little bit of video. Our guesses are lab, pit, boxer, and then a mystery breed. Can't figure out what the 4th one is. Those 3 I really see because he has a big head. He's definitely a lab, and he loves to punch SIdney, so that's where boxers get their names. So I think he's at least those 3, but I don't know what the 4th one is, so we're going to click the video and find out. Let's reveal Cosmo's breed.
Pitbull! Pitbull! He's a pitbull! He's a pitbull! Golden retriever! Oh my god! A bulldog! He's a bulldog!
That's his small breed.
And Labrador retriever!
Okay. He just likes to punch.
No
boxer. No boxer. So
8.3% Labrador retriever, 9.5 American bulldog, 13.1 golden retriever, 47% American pit bull terrier.
He's a pit bull.
he's almost 50%.
He literally
pit bull
is a
terrier.
pit bull. He's a pit bull. Oh my god! I gotta call my mom. Woo!
Okay guys, welcome back. I know it's probably been a minute because I have a feeling this video is going up before the window video. And today we're doing solar. We're not doing all of it today. We have one piece that's still coming in, so this video is still going to take a while to be uploaded. We have the housing unit for the wires, so that way it makes it a little bit more weatherproof on top of our van so it doesn't leak, which is the problem with something back there. And here in a couple hours I actually have to go and leave for a photo shoot, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of time today, so that'll be fun. I got my cousin Garrett. He's actually going to be doing a lot of this for me, at least the wiring part, because I have no idea how to do that, and I don't want to catch myself on fire. So yeah, we're going to jump into that, and I'll see you guys on top of the roof. Okay, so I wanted to do a little intervene here because reviewing the footage that we got, I lost quite a bit of footage, and I lost quite a bit of footage at the beginning of this project. So that includes lining up the solar panels, making marks, screwing them in. So I'm going to kind of talk over it, and I'm going to put some videos up, so hopefully that'll do it justice. So the first thing that we did is we got all the solar panels lined up. We put 6 of them out at once because we were under the impression that 5 of them would fit, but turns out only 4 fit, so we ended up putting 4 of them up there. I think we're going to buy some smaller ones, maybe some that flex a little bit, because the roof is kind of, you know, yeah. So we're going to try to get some solar panels that will do that, and maybe we can add another 1 or 2 up there. That'll be cool. So after we put the solar panels up there, we try to figure out a good way to line them up. We did a dry test first, and then after we did that, we figured out where they're going to go. Then we took them all back off the van, and we screwed in our brackets, the little silver boys. And after we screwed those in, it was a lot easier to make the marks because they were already screwed in. We tried to do it without the brackets at first, and it was kind of wonky, so we ended up doing the marks a couple times, but ultimately we put the braces on and we made the marks, and then we drilled in. That was going great. We were able to get 3 of them really well secured. One of them on the driver's side, the front driver's side, has 1 screw missing, so that one's not fully screwed in. And then on the passenger front side, you'll see here in just a second, we have 2 screws that are missing. So with those screws missing, Garrett would like to come back and move those guys a little bit. So we're going to do that this weekend, and that's why this video came out really late. I had a wedding to do. I've been really busy. Plus, we wanted to just do all the solar in one video instead of making 2 videos on it. So that's really it for the intervention. I think we can get back to the video now. Let's get back to the original video. Okay, so we got every screw in except for one. There's one that is still incredibly difficult to get in. So we have another solution. We're going to spray it with some alcohol first, and then we're going to put some liquid nail in that spot. Heavy duty liquid nail. This guy, heavy duty liquid nail. Okay, it says it's waterproof, weatherproof, bonds all common construction materials. So we're not really sure why this one screw doesn't want to go in. The other ones are on the braces as well, and it will screw in. So that's okay. I'll show you real quickly with Audrey's phone which screw I'm talking about. Okay, got my handy dandy boy. So we got one panel over there, one panel back there, one panel there. Here's our window here. Okay, here's the front door coming along here. I'm not for sure which one it is because he's the one doing it. But one of these nails, I think it's this nail. I really think it's this one. This guy is not going through, so we're gonna put some liquid nail under it. All the other ones are in. If you can see, all the other ones are good to go. Same thing on the other side. We're all set. So only one screw for this solar panel isn't going in. I hope the liquid nail will hold it in pretty well. It's pretty bolted down in every other way, but well, we can't seem to get a full drill in, and I'm not for sure if Captain America's shield's down there.
Vibranium is stronger than steel and 1/3 the weight.
That's the plan. But after that, we got it all set up, and we have our battery today, so we'll be able to do a test run. Be able to do a test run and see if the electricity works. Okay, so now we're going to cut the wires. For what reason, Garrett?
Because we don't have the right connectors to put them in parallel.
Okay, so we're going to run our solar in parallel. I don't know what that means. This is not a tutorial style channel. We're just showing you our process and what we are doing to do our conversions. And the biggest reason we have this YouTube channel, because it's not a tutorial channel, is so we can look back and see all of our mistakes that we've made and kind of laugh at ourselves in 2 years when we're on the road. Especially like that window. We get to laugh at ourselves at that window coming up because that was awful.
I'm gonna go get a soldering iron.
Oh, you're just gonna solder it?
Do it properly.
Do it properly.
So this is another fuse that came with the kit. These are the wires that heading back to the charge controller. We're going to add the fuse to the positive terminal and then connect it to our positive terminal up here and the negative to negative. And if we check the charge controller, it may or may not be charging. As you see, it's pretty dim up here.
So now that we're in the sun, it's all hooked up, everything's all done. So we're now gonna test out and see if our electricity is hooked up or not. Give it a go, Garrett. Don't die, please. Got 23.8 volts out. Perfect. 23.8 volts, if you couldn't hear that. That means it's working. We're supposed to be outputting 24 volts, I say that's pretty damn close. Hell yeah. So now we're going to go on a Dairy Queen break, and then we'll be right back, and we'll hook it up to the battery and do another test there and do all that kind of fun stuff. So if you look, this arrow right here does show that we are getting a little bit of sun, at least 16.3 volts, 7 watts. And it is charging a little bit. And it says we have no lights on currently, nothing using. Our wonderful Lord and Savior, Garrett, has hooked up our solar correctly. Okay, so now we're gonna test and see if the fan works. We already have tested it. It does work, but I'm gonna show you how we do that. So we have these 2 wires that Audrey clipped up at the end of the video when we installed that. If you guys haven't seen it, it's in the corner right now. Ugh. So we're gonna touch those to the positive and negative ends to the battery.
Black is labeled positive, which is backwards, but whatever.
And then Audrey's gonna try the remote. And there goes the fan.
Oh, that's nice.
So now we got breeze coming into the van, which is awesome. This is really cool because we're gonna get this hooked up soon, so that way when we're working in here, we can have it cooled off in case we get hot. So Garrett did an amazing job on solar. Heck yeah.
Have you played Overwatch 2 yet?
No, I have not. I have not really had time. I've been trying to beat the old Pokemon game before the new one comes out.
Yeah.
Is it good? I heard it's overrated.
It's Overwatch 1, but free to play, and instead of loot boxes, you have Battle Pass. I think it's kind of a downgrade. Remember how I said I didn't think these were going to hold it all?
Yeah.
I was going to use that pry bar to get a little leverage to unscrew it. I literally lifted up your solar panel, it came out.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why we're changing these, because I don't really like their solution.
Okay, so we marked out the shape of the housing unit, and we're going ahead screwing our holes in so we can get that bad boy put in right there. So that's our little hole that we cut with the Dremel. Now we're going to sand it down. Remember, this is going to let the wires come through the roof, and so that way we have wires on the inside and not just the outside. And the housing unit's going to go on top over that. And we're also going to flex seal it. Thanks, dogs. Okay, so Garrett is currently in the cab right underneath here. He is getting a drill bit for our new bolts that we bought. They are a little bit bigger than the screws that they came with. And now we're going to work on screwing them in. That we have some rubbing going on from our brackets to the roof, so we're getting some rust. It's rusting pretty bad, so we're going to wire brush that up and paint that over, of course, and then we're going to paint and caulk over the spots where it's going to be, so it won't be rubbing against the actual metal of the van. It'll be rubbing on the paint / caulk instead of the metal, so hopefully that'll prevent the rust. We're going to go ahead and take the solar panels off. We are going to, once the solar panels are off, we are going to fix the rust first and foremost. And then secondly, we are going to spray paint. No, secondly, we're going to caulk. And finally, we're going to spray paint where the boys are gonna go, the solar panels, so that way it doesn't rub up against anymore. We have Flex Seal. We're just gonna spray a little bit of Flex Seal on there and then screw it through the Flex Seal. So you can watch us take the solar panels off real quick. Okay, so we're actually not gonna bring the solar panels down. All of the wires are, we need that. all of the solar panels are connected to each other. So if you can see right now, we're just gonna flip these ones over onto the other ones, fix them up, and then we're gonna just do the opposite. This is the driver's side, so the other side. Both of this side did not screw in, so this guy we're gonna move over to here, so it'll screw in. Same thing on that one right there. We're gonna move it to the other side. It'll sit underneath that panel, so we're gonna screw this one down first, and then we're gonna screw that one down. So we're moving these brackets. They were all like that on the sides. Kind of like that one, they're all on the sides, but we're moving this one to this side. It was over here, moving it to here. Okay, so these guys are moved over. We have this guy moved over there. Instead of actually moving the solar panels up, we're just gonna move these so that way they'll screw in easier. We have that side all fixed with our rust. And now we're gonna move them back and do this side. Are we not gonna spray paint where these are gonna go so that way it doesn't rust again?
I already did.
Oh, you already did that, okay. So now it's time to do these other set of panels. So now we got all of the new, we got them all in the new spot. That's what I'm trying to say here. And now we're going in and caulking the holes before we screw it in because we had a little bit of problem with a little bit of leaking last time. So we're gonna caulk it up, and then we're also gonna Flex Seal on top. But we're currently caulking the holes that need to be screwed in. Okay, so I'm just gonna show a little bit more to explain. So we put caulk basically all around the screw, and then we're putting this on top and pushing this through the caulk there. Perfect, so we put around the entire edge of that charge panel caulk. You can see it kind of sticking out right there. So that way it just makes it even more secured and actually really more waterproof than what it already is. So that's where our wires go into. Now we just have to screw it in. I lied, it does not get screwed in. It doesn't have screw holes. So the way he's securing it is through the caulk, and we're gonna put Flex Seal over it as well. So that'll also secure it a little bit more. So we got one wire hanging down from the roof. Now it's time to go up and put the other one up, so then we can reattach it to the charge controller.
This came with documentation saying hook it to the battery first, right?
Why are you asking me that? So instead of putting it directly to the charge controller, we're gonna hook it to the battery first.
We're gonna hook the charge controller to the battery.
There you go. Listen to that man. So just FYI, we put the washer just like this. It's pretty simple.
Can't take the washer off.
Yeah, can't get the washer off, so it's basically the only way you can do it. And you just put it on, red to red. That sparked a little bit. And as you see, the charge controller is working a little bit. And then we just tie it down as much as we can. And we can't find a wrench, so we're using pliers. Don't yell at me on the internet. And yeah, we did that for the red one as well.
Black one and red.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna feed the other solar panel wire through this hole down, connected to that. The reason why we're hooking the battery up first is it says in the documentation you'll damage that.
So we're going to bring those down before we secure. We haven't secured anything at all up top. We're also going to come down and caulk the inside of these guys after we get it all secured. So yeah, for now we're just getting everything dry fitted, and then we'll go in and secure it. Go! Awesome. 1. Hit it. Okay, so that is going to be it for tonight. We're going to be back over here first thing in the morning to do all the finishing touches. We got almost every bolt on except for one. So one bolt is not, oh no, 2. Because one of them is inside this thing. So I can't get that in. We're going to figure out what to do about that tomorrow. And then we have one bolt right here that's not bolted down because the battery of the drill died. So we're going to go home, eat, and then come back over here first thing in the morning. And we'll see you guys in like 3 seconds. Okay, so it is the next morning, and we have a couple things on the agenda today. First off, we got to finish putting the nuts on all the bolts. We only have one left. After that, we're going to flex seal the brackets, and then after that, we're going to cut off a small portion of the bolts that we put on because it's a little bit longer than what the roof will be, so we're going to shave them down a little bit. And that really should be it for today. So we got a pretty easy day. The video is almost over, so that is the last bolt we just did. I got some caulk on me, but that is the last bolt in place. So now all of them are bolted down, except for one. This counterpart guy here is inside this brace. So now that everything is bolted in, we're gonna come up here, and on top of these braces here, we're gonna flex seal. It should help it be a little bit more secure, just cause. But it'll also help it be more waterproof, so we should have no leakage as well. And while we're up there, we have compressed air. We're gonna make sure there ain't nothing on there. Okay, so that is the flex seal, all done. We have it mainly over the holes on the bolts, so that way no water gets in. That'll also help it be a little bit more tight because it's over on the van across the whole thing, so it'll kind of suction it down just a little bit more. Now we are going to Dremel down and shave off a little bit of these bolts, so that way we can put the roof on eventually. So if you see the 2x4 or whatever, the pieces of wood, yeah, that. That's gonna be, that's part of our subframe for the roof. So we are going to be attaching the roof to those guys. So they need to be lower than that, and they're literally just barely longer than those pieces of wood. So we just need to trim them off a little bit. Okay, every single bolt has been cut off. And for the most part, that's gonna be it. That's all really you guys gotta see. We're just making sure the wires all work up, or link up and work fine. So that is going to be the end of today's video. Okay, so that is today's video. Everything went smoothly. A couple weeks ago, it wasn't going as smooth as it did this weekend, but we eventually got everything on like we always do. I don't know exactly what the next video is going to be. It's either going to be the windows or the floor. It's probably going to be the floor if I'm being honest with you. We're going to be ordering some insulation for it very soon. We got a couple more things we need to order for the solar. We need to order a inverter, and we also need to order some batteries. So a couple more of those guys have to be coming in. But besides that, the solar is completely done. It works, it's hooked up. Huge thank you to my cousin Garrett. He's awesome. He did an amazing job on today's video on the solar. Without him, we probably wouldn't have power because I have no idea what I'm doing with this kind of shit, and it's a lot harder than just looking up a YouTube video. You kind of have to know what you're doing a little bit so you're not cutting the wrong wires or plugging the negative end to the positive end and blowing yourself up and all that. So as always, remember, you guys cannot buy love, but you can always adopt it. I have lots of links down below for all kinds of adoption centers. This year, adoption centers have been extremely packed, so if you could, go and help them in any way you possibly can. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.